North Carolina recognizes two causes of action that allow an injured spouse to sue for money damages based on allegations of harm to the marital relationship caused by a third party. These causes of action are for alienation of affection and criminal conversation. In order to succeed in an action for alienation of affection, the innocent spouse must prove the following. A marriage existed between the plaintiff and his or her spouse. The marriage entailed love and affection between the spouses. The love and affection was destroyed. The defendant's malicious conduct contributed to or caused the loss of affection, and the plaintiff suffered injury and damages. Actions for alienation of affection are generally brought by the innocent spouse against the paramour of the guilty spouse and do not require proof of adultery. In fact, telephone calls and emails may be sufficient to subject a non-resident to the jurisdiction of the North Carolina courts for purposes of a suit for alienation of affection. Unlike alienation of affection, a cause of action for criminal conversation does require sexual intercourse between the defendant and the plaintiff's spouse. In order to succeed on a claim for criminal conversation, the plaintiff must prove the following: the existence of a valid marriage between the plaintiff and the adulterous spouse, an act of sexual intercourse between the plaintiff's spouse and the defendant, and the defendant suffered injury and was damaged. In North Carolina, the statute of limitations for both alienation of affection and criminal conversation is 3 years. The statute begins to run from the last act of the defendant giving rise to the cause of action. The potential size of a favorable verdict may vary depending on multiple factors. These factors include the length of the marriage, the severity of the defendant's conduct, the length of time over which it has occurred, the conduct of the plaintiff during the marriage. The court may also consider actual damages such as medical or psychological treatment costs and loss of income, in addition to humiliation and emotional harm, among others. Not every case of alienation of affection or adultery will merit bringing a claim. The usual defense to a claim of alienation of affection is that the love and affection in the marriage had been lost prior to the adulterous spouse's involvement with the third party. This involves attacking the plaintiff's claim of a happy marriage existing until the interference of the third party. If you believe that you may have a claim for alienation of affection and/or criminal conversation, you should consult with an attorney who can evaluate the merits of the claims.